Hello, welcome to another episode of Bat Dan's Thoughts. So we got a pretty cool Marvel trailer, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And right off the bat, I love the darker tone that this trailer is showing for this movie. You hear Jonathan Majors' voice as Kang, which I just loved him in this trailer. It just seems very different than the one we saw in Loki. But the voiceover does a very good job of establishing the setting of what Ant-Man 3 is going to be. It's clear as day that there are consequences to the fact that Cassie lost her father for 5 years of her adolescent life. One thing Marvel has been doing really well is really showing the consequences of Endgame, showing the consequences of people being gone for 5 years and reappearing. And you can clearly see that in the trailer with Cassie and her father. Her father, Scott Lang, clearly is upset and feels regret for not being with her during the time that he was gone. And Cassie is clearly getting herself in trouble. She's coming out of a jail cell, likely a teenager doing something stupid, but again, clearly you can see the effect that the events of Infinity War and Endgame had on her. And I kind of knew this was going to happen because they announced it, but I'm not really a big fan of the recast. Not so much with the actress. I like Kathryn Newton. I first saw her in Supernatural playing a character named Claire, so just FYI, if I slip up and call Cassie Claire at some point, that's why. But anyway, I just don't like the recast in general, because I hate recasting. It really messes with continuity for me that one day you're this person and you magically morph into this other person. And I feel the MCU gets too recast happy sometimes. Not with T'Challa, but with pretty much any other character. And this one just felt so unnecessary because it feels like they could have either planned a little ahead better and gotten Kathryn Newton to be an Endgame, or they could have just stuck with the actress from Endgame. So, anyway, I'm not a fan of the recast, but since it did happen, it seems like Kathryn Newton is going to do a good job as Cassie. And I love how the trailer really is showing us a big theme is that father-daughter bond. Something that the previous Ant-Man movies had, but I love seeing this different setting. Because Scott doesn't have a child anymore, he has a teenager. So it's a very different dynamic, and a teenager that he last saw as a kid. And it seems like, now they're in the quantum realm where they meet Kang the Conqueror. And as mentioned earlier, he's just this very different Kang, and Jonathan Majors does a really good job of portraying the different kind of goofier, I don't know if I want to quite say goofy, maybe. You can kind of say that in Loki, but definitely a much different version of the character. He does a very good job of playing this very serious character that you don't want to mess with. And in the trailer, again, you see this typical villain cliche where, hey, get me what I want and I'll give you time with your daughter, or I'll give you time, he says specifically. And then later, Scott is, we had a deal. I'm just going to say this right now. If a villain ever promises you something, if you do something for them, don't do it. They're going to double cross you. They're going to betray you. So just don't. But I just love some of this cool thing it sets up. Janet says that not to trust him and mentions his powers, how he can split time. And I love this where you see two Scotts for a second. And one thing I have to wonder, is that gonna be an actual plot point in the movie, or is that just like a 1 second gag that you're gonna see? That's gonna be really interesting, because one thing, again, this movie is clearly setting up for Secret Wars, which I know deals with the multiverse and stuff. So this is gonna be really interesting. This is just really interesting how this is setting up. I love the darker tone that this trailer conveys. is because me personally, I'm more of a fan of the darker stories. I didn't really like Thor Ragnarok. I definitely did not like Thor Love and Thunder. And even Civil War, I felt like cracked a lot of jokes where they didn't need to. But I like that this trailer really seems like it is going to be darker. I do have to be honest. I worry that there are going to be moments of comedy where it's not really needed. So I am a little concerned about that. You don't really see that in the trailer too much. The trailer makes it seem like it is going to be this very serious movie, but that is a concern of mine. Also, I didn't like that we didn't really see a lot of Hope in this trailer. I mean, the character Hope, not, again, the word Hope. But the movie's called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. She's one of the characters whose superhero name is in the title. And it just felt like at moments she was just there. Like, you see a little bit of her relationship with Scott, you know, the whole foreheads touching Bond thing, and they're walking down the red carpet together, but I don't know, I liked her character in the first movie and in the second movie, and I hope that she's not just there in the third movie. I'm hoping that she'll be more important than the trailer has shown. Because to me, the main standouts in this trailer are Scott, Cassie, and Kang. So I'm hoping that we'll see Janet, we'll see Hope, we'll see Hank, and I hope we'll see them actually kind of have their own little stories too. I hope we don't see them as just there and creating exposition. So I mean, I do have some concerns, and Phase 4 has kind of let me down a little bit, I have to be honest, but I really hope... I liked Wakanda Forever, and I liked No Way Home, so there's been some stuff I liked, but I'm really hoping that this one will be another one of those movies and not a Thor Love and Thunder. Yeah, I know I'm throwing a lot of shade at Love and Thunder, but I really did not like it. But I really feel like this one I will like, and I really feel like it could be something good. And I love Scott's line of, I don't have to win, we both just have to lose. I love that it's clear that you can see that he's willing to sacrifice himself to stop Kang. And I think that's, again, a really true attribute of a superhero. And I don't know, it's just kind of a badass line. I really like that. So, again, there's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to, some concerns I have, but overall, I think it'll be a pretty good movie. What do you think? Comment in the comment section, let me know. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. And lastly, have a fantastic day.